Alright, yo, what is good with y'all? In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys what the best loadout is for every class in the game. It is the number one question I am asked the most. Like, everyone asks, what race do I go with this class? What do I go with this class? What gear do I go with this class? I'm going to be giving you guys what enchant you go with the class, what weapon you go with the class, what artifact you go with the class, what race you go with the class, the stats you should go with the class, the subclass you should go with the class, and one or two gears that I would recommend with the class. So it's basically like the whole loadout, you know. I will be adding timestamps for each location, for each of the classes, as well as I just made a tier list on the classes. So if you're wondering which ones are good, you can go watch that one. I'll link it in the description, as well as I will be making a video on all the gears, how to get all the gears in the game. I already made a video explaining what they do, but I'll make a video explaining how to get them, because that's also another question I get asked a lot. And before we get into it, just join the Discord, link in the description. All the information is there. I'm going to start doing giveaways soon. There's also a giveaway active right now as of the time I'm posting this video, so you might as well join up that giveaway. Anyway, let's just get into it. Alright, so starting off, I'm just going to go down the Trello list, starting with Monk. You're going to want to go Inferno enchant with the Dragon Bone Gauntlets for that bonus damage. You're going to want to go Stellion Core for your artifact, because you want to stay high HP with Monk. You want to do that extra damage. You're going to want to go Dullahan, because the Ghost Flame and like the attacks Dullahan gets synergize well with Monk. And for your stats, you're going to want to go 15 Endurance, 180 Strength. I would go Alchemist subclass. You could also go Bard, but I would go Alchemist because you're kind of a debuff class. And for your gears, you're going to want to go Vulcan Knuckle and Dragon Memoir. Once again, I will be making a video on how to get all the gears later, so just watch out for that. Now, next up for Brawler, I would be going Curse enchant. I would go Blightrock or Dark Blood. Case this, I would like rather go Dark Blood, to be honest, because you get more debuffs on your enemies. I would go Dark Sigil because the more you debuff, you can like get a little proc and do some extra damage. I would go Lentum because you do have that Brawler passive where if you block, you have I think extra damage. You get increased damage or something like that. 15 Endurance and 180 Strength for your stats, the same as Monk. And I would just go Alchemist subclass once again. You're gonna want to go like a debuff build with Brawler that buffs yourself. For the gears on Brawler, go for Spore Root, even more blocking, you know, and Traveler's Lamp for even more debuffs and more energy. Alright, so next up for Dark Wraith, you're gonna want to go Blessed enchant for the multi-hit. If you can't get Blessed, just go for Curse or something. It's not that big of an issue. You're gonna want to go Blight Rock / Dark Blood case this. And for the artifact, you can go Dark Sigil, Stellion Core, or Chaos Orb. If you want to go more debuff, go Chaos Orb. If you want to go more DPS, go Stellions. You know, you can switch up the build how you want. And Dark Sigil is just like another debuff one. For the race, there's two versions of Dark Wraith that you want to play. One of them will have 15 Endurance, 180 Arcane, and one of them will have 15 Endurance, 180 Speed. For the Speed one, go Stultus for Crit Wraith. For the Arcane one, go Vastaean to give your summon extra HP. Go Alchemist as your subclass for sure. You're going to want to do more debuffs. And for your gear, there's only one recommended gear. You're going to want to go Dragon Memoir to just apply Fractured and all that. Next up for Paladin. Paladin is pretty simple. You're going to want to go Life Song enchant because it's good for supports. You're going to want to go Ice Rin Shield, but Ice Rin weapons don't really exist in the game right now. So the next best thing is Draconic Shield. You're going to want to go Dark Sigil for sure. You're going to be debuffing enemies a lot, so that's your main form of DPS. Go Lentum for the extra block passives. And I would just go Max Endurance. Just go at all your stats into Endurance. There's no point in really putting stats in anything else. Maybe you could go like 95 Endurance, 100 Arcane or something like that, or Strength, but I don't really see a point in it. Go Bard. It's a support subclass. And for your gears, you're going to want to go Spore Root for even more block passives, and Arbusta Tier, so that you can take aggro more. Next up for Blade Dancer, I actually just recently made a video on Blade Dancer. You guys can just go watch it if you want to see the whole video. But for your enchant, you definitely want to go Blessed. It's really powerful. If you don't go Blessed, I don't really think you can bring out the full potential of Blade Dancer. For your weapon, go the Sunblade. If you can't go Sunblade, just go Black Steel. It'll be fine. For your artifact, go Stellion's Core for extra damage at max HP. For your race, you go Veneri. Go Veneri. If you can't go Veneri, Dullahan should still be good, but Veneri is the best race for Blade Dancer. For your stats, I would go 15 endurance, 180 strength, so you can still get some damage but not die in 2 hits. And for your recommended artifacts, Yarthul's Wrath and Dragon Memoir, I'd also throw Spiked Steel Ball in there. It's really powerful with Blade Dancer. Next up for Berserker, I would go Blessed Enchant. If you can't get Blessed, just go like Cursed or something, you should be fine, but Blessed is really powerful with Berserker. You want to go Core Alloy Mana Blade for the extra damage, or Dark Blood Hexer. Core Alloy Mana Blade really works well with Carnage. You're going to want to go Chaos Orb to apply extra debuffs. You're going to want to go Estella Race. Although Estella did get gutted, it still has good synergy with Berserker. I would go 10 Endurance, 185 Strength for your stats. And for your subclass, just go Alchemist. Just apply even more debuffs. I would go Dragon Memoir and Sanguine Fang for your artifacts. Gears, my bad. Next up for Saint, you're going to want to go Life Song Enchant with a Jade Staff. It increases your healing by a good amount. You're also going to want to go Narthana Sigil as your artifact because, you know, it just heals the whole party when it procs. You're going to definitely want to go Daminos for your race. It gives you even more healing and healing moves. I've heard Saints mainly go like 80 Endurance, 115 Arcane because you want to up your Holy Grace healing, but you also want to keep some Endurance for the gear you get. And you should go Bard for more support. For the gear you get, you're going to want to get Narthana's Leaf. It increases your healing by a lot, so you need it basically. Now, next up for Lancer. Lancer is a pretty mid class right now, but if you want to go it, you can. I would go Spectral Enchant because it has a high damage strike and you can ignore armor with Spectral Enchant. So it should be pretty good. If you can't go Spectral, just go like Curse or something. Always go back to Curse if you can't get the enchant, to be honest. I would go Dark Blood Spear with a Slime Buckler, which plays into the artifact, which is Dark Sigil. You should go Dark Sigil with Lancer. And for the race for Lancer, you can either go Stultus Speed, or you can go like Vadir Speed, because Vadir gets buffs from dodging, as well as Stultus is good with speed in general. For your stats, I would go like 45 Endurance and then 150 Speed. If you don't want to go Endurance, you can just go like all into Speed. For the subclass, you can go Bard or Alchemist depending on if you're going for DPS or if you're going for more support. And the gears you want as a Lancer are Expedite Anklet and Spore Root, in case you want to, block or have even more speed. Next up, we have Impaler. Now for Impaler, you're going to want to go Reaper or Blessed Enchant. Reaper is for more sustainability and Blessed Enchant is for more DPS. For your Spear, you're going to want to go Dark Blood or Sun Spear. Sun reduces defense and Dark Blood just reflects debuffs, so just go for your pick. I would go Chaos Orb to apply even more debuffs as a Impaler. And you want to go either Drauga or Estella. Estella synergizes well with his passives and Drauga applies even more bleed. I would go 15 Endurance and 180 Strength. A lot of people ask me, should you go Arcane or Strength? I believe Strength is better right now. Go Alchemist for even more debuffs and DPS. And the only real gear you need as an Impaler is Tear Blood Crystal. It's basically a must-have with Impaler. Alright, so next up we have Ranger. For Ranger, I would go either Blessed Enchant or maybe Life Song if you want more sustainability. I don't think the enchant matters too much with Ranger. For the weapon, I would go Sun Dagger because Sun Dagger can reduce defense. But if you can't get Sun Dagger, just go for Dark Blood or something like that to reflect debuffs. For the artifact, I would go Stellion's Core because you stay at relatively high HP with Ranger. So Stellion's Core is just free stats at that point. For the race, go Stultus, and for the stats, maybe go like 10 Endurance, 185 Speed, or just go full speed if you want to, if you're just gonna dodge everything anyway. For the subclass, I don't think it matters too much. You can probably just go Alchemist or Bard. If you want to go more support, go Bard, but if you want to go more DPS, go Alchemist. And for the gears, go Yarthul's Wrath and Expedite Anklet. You want Expedite Anklet for the extra speed. Now, next up for Rogue, the only reason you would really go Rogue is for a farming build. So for the enchant, you're going to want Midas so you can get extra gold. For the weapon, you're going to want Black Steel or Core Alloy so you can do extra damage. You're going to want Metron's Amulet as the artifact so you can farm enemies easier and kill every enemy with like one attack. You're going to want Veneri for the extra damage with money. You're going to want 195 luck or just 10 endurance and 185 luck if you don't have enough HP. I would go Beast Tamer subclass because you do extra damage and the Mark skill does pretty good damage, so you can farm with it, and I'm pretty sure it only costs 1 energy. Now for Rogue, you're going to want the 7-leafed Everthistle for the gear and Traveler's Lamp. Next up we have Assassin. Fair warning, at the time of recording this video, Assassin is pretty trash right now, so I wouldn't go it. But for the enchant, you should go Cursed to apply more debuffs. For the weapon, go Dark Blood or Blight Rock to apply more debuffs. For the artifact, go Dark Sigil if you want to do extra damage for applying debuffs, or Chaos Orb to apply even more debuffs. I would go Dullahan for even more DOT, as well as, you know, more debuffs. That's the whole class. I would go like 10 Endurance, 185 Luck so you can get your crit chance up. And I would go Alchemist for even more debuffs once again. And for the artifacts, I mean gears, the only really recommended one is Crystal Sphere for even more crit chance. Next up we have Elementalist. Now there won't really be a best gear for Elementalist because you can literally run anything. There aren't really any gears skewed toward Mage. But starting off with the enchant, you can go Frost or Inferno if you want to apply more debuffs, or you can go Blessed or Spectral for more DPS. For the weapon, you're going to want to go Sunstaff, but if you can't get Sunstaff, go Dark Blood. For the artifact, go Chaos Orb for the debuff one, or for the DPS one, go Stellion's Core. For the race, I would go Dullahan or Corvulus. Both are really good with Elementalist, as Dullahan does extra damage and Corvulus also just has better arcane scaling or something like that. For the stats, I would go 10 Endurance and 185 Arcane, or you can just go like 15 Endurance and 180 Arcane. For the subclass, go Alchemist. And Elementalist could be good with Crystal Sphere, but once again, there isn't really a recommended gear for Elementalist. Now, next up for Hexer, you're going to want to go Cursed Enchant because Hexer is a debuff class. You're going to want to go Dark Blood Staff because you want to apply even more debuffs. Chaos Orb to apply even more debuffs. And Amoris, which is the race, works really well with Hexer because it can also apply Hex with a racial move. So you can do like a bunch of Hex and all that. For the stats, I'll go like 50 Endurance, 145 Arcane. I think having more HP is important as a Hexer because your skills don't do the most damage. For the subclass, go for Alchemist for even more debuffs. And for the recommended gears, it would be Dragon Memoir and Tainted Quiver. And now, last but not least, we have Necromancer. For Necromancer, I don't think the enchant matters much at all, to be honest. So you might as well just go like Curse or something like that to apply debuffs. I would go Dark Blood Staff to reflect debuffs. I would go Chaos Orb or Stellion Core for more damage, Chaos Orb for more debuffs. Vastaean is the race you want to go for that extra summon HP. I would go like 20 Endurance, 175 Arcane. I'm pretty sure your summons scale off your Arcane, so you do want some Arcane. I would go Alchemist for even more debuffs. And the really important part are your gears. For your gears, you want to use Cursed Brand and Golem Core so that you can blow up your summons and you can also summon the Golem. That's about it for the video. If it was at all helpful, go ahead and drop me a sub and join that Discord in the description. I'm going to start doing giveaways real soon. And there's a good amount of information there, video pings and stream pings as well. So, I mean, that's about it. Hope it was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Have a good one.